Finally this evening, wreaths were laid and pipers were heard across the country today to commemorate the 80th anniversary of VJ Day. It marks the surrender of Japan to the Allied forces in 1945, making way for the end of 6 years of devastating global conflict. Veterans from the so-called Forgotten Army were honoured at a special ceremony led by the King. But for one care home resident in Surbiton, it's a poignant reminder of her husband, who she was still courting while he was posted in the Far East. Carolyn Sim reports.
Just as thousands of people did 80 years ago, today was a time for celebration. At the Royal Star and Garter Care Home, veterans and their families marked VJ Day, the end of the Second World War, with a party. But Mary Holly's memories of that day were not all carefree. Her husband Roy, a signaller in the Royal Navy, was still at sea. He'd served for 3 years in the Far East.
He was out in Sri Lanka. Any letters he wrote had to be sent by ship. It was joy when they came because you used to get 4 or 5 at a time. But, it was all very difficult. He couldn't say it was a very hot day or it's raining, because that would give his weather away.
Japan has today surrendered.
When the announcement was made on the 15th of August 1945, London's streets were rammed.
This magnetic centre now attracted almost more people than it could accommodate.
But the reality of how the war ended had barely sunk in. 2 atomic bombs had been dropped on Japan, killing more than 200,000 people. At midday today, there was a 2-minute silence as the King and Queen led commemorations at the National Memorial Arboretum. In Shepherd's Bush, a service was held at the Japanese Garden of Peace, while a lone piper paid tribute to the fallen at the cenotaph. And Mary told me that when Roy finally returned home, he never spoke of the horrors he'd seen.
Well, he had a job to do and he just got on with it.
Did you even think about how brave he was?
No. Yet when you think back, he must have gone through some horrible things. He never told you the serious side. You always hear the funny side.
But despite the years of conflict, she never doubted their future would be together.
He was on his way home as far as I was concerned.
Well, you were expecting a baby.
I was. We won't talk about that.
That's a wonderful thing.
For some, the end of the war may feel like long ago, but for Mary, the memories will never fade. Carolyn Sim, ITV News, Surbiton.